Greetings, geography teachers. I'm going to be walking you through how to get your material set up for week 6 today so that you're good to go for next week. So our folder is all set and ready to go. You can come over here, click Add to Course, select your course, and drop it right in. I've already done this previously because Schoology has been having some hiccups, so be patient. It may take a minute or two to load. Once it is imported, you can come over to your geography class. Now, the first thing I recommend that you do is unpublish it and hide it because there are a few changes that you need to make before it is ready to go. I'm also going to move it into the appropriate place. So if I open up the folder, here are the first things you need to do. We have 2 copies of the Intro to Bucketing video. One is an external tool, which will open it up in another tab. The other one opens it up embedded in line in a page. You can pick which one you want to supply to students. Both of them do the same job and have the same video. The next thing that you will notice is that there are 2 different Arab Spring cartoon analyses. One is for ELD students. Becky Nesbitt is doing an amazing job making sure that we have differentiated projects for those students who might be struggling. So in order to use this best, you're going to want to come over to members and make sure that you have groups set up. Members will list all of your students in a class, and you can come over here and click Add Grading Group in the top right. That'll bring up a list of all your students. So if you know you have certain ELD students, select those that you think are going to benefit most, skipping those who don't need it, and create a group. Make sure you name that group. I highly recommend that you have one group that is labeled ELD and then move everyone else into another group called unmodified or something else. As you can see, I have my 2 groups already set up. You will need to do this for each of your classes. Once you are done, you can go right on back in, and then you can individually assign. So the ELD, Arab Spring Cartoon Analysis, which has 6 questions and is really simplified nicely, use the little gearbox, connect to edit. Make sure you select your category and whatever scale you're using, and then set your due date. This should be due on Tuesday, May 5th. I would enable submissions just so that students can already do it, and then you'll want to check individually assign. Once you individually assign, you can either type in individual students, or since you've already set up groups, boom, ELD. I can do this for both of my linked classes, which is great. So now, this is only assigned to those ELD kids. I guess I need to set my due date one more time, and I can save it. Then I want to do the same thing for the other one. Individually assign, 4th quarter grade, 4-point scale, and it's my unmodified group. Set to Tuesday the 5th. Save your changes. This way they have exactly which one they should get. If you want to do this with your DBQ, you can do that as well, but it means going back to resources and importing a second copy of Arab Spring DBQ. We have 2 different files here, which the links are in the email that I just sent out where you got this video as well. We have a regular edition, which Mike Schneider put together wonderfully, and another one that Becky Nesbitt adapted that is a little bit simplified with slightly easier questions and more direct questions. This should help your students be successful. Now, this is the big one. Because we're doing a Google Drive assignment, we need to create a copy of these in our own drive. So come over to the file. You're going to make a copy, and you're going to want to make sure that it isn't in a shared drive, but that it's in your drive. So I'm going into my drive. I'm coming down to social studies. I have my own COVID-19 resources folder, so I'm putting it in there. I'm deleting the copy of, because what we're going to do is we're going to create a copy for each of our students. So now I have Arab Spring DBQ in my drive, my own copy. You'll want to do the same thing for the ELD one if you are using it. Then we can come back over to our Arab Spring DBQ. When we click Edit, The one thing that we can't import from resources is a Google Drive assignment. This is the button that will add that document for each student. So I'm going to click that. I can search for Arab Spring DBQ, and it should be right there. It's going to find, if I click View, is this the one in my class? Oh, I closed the other one, so I can already see my tab there, so I know it's mine, and I'm going to attach it. Now, this will create a copy for each of my students. Additionally, you will want to select your scale and set up your due date. This should be due Sunday the 10th. That gives them all the way through the weekend to complete those parts. If you are individually assigning, individually assign. Since this is the regular version, I am going to my unmodified students. Once you are set, go ahead and click Save Changes, and now you should be good to go. If you have any questions or comments, and feel free to rearrange things, publish it sometime today, and you are all set, and your students should be all set. Thank you all for your help and your attention, and hopefully this was helpful.